Hi everybody, welcome back to Small Caliber Arms Review. I'm Richard, and today we're finally going to open up this box from Ruger. This is the Ruger Max 9 Pro. It's the optics ready version of the Max 9. Let's take a look inside the box. Alright, just a plain cardboard box. We'll open it up. You got the paperwork inside. You got the gun wrapped in plastic. You got the lock here. It does come with 2 magazines. This is a 10 round, and it comes with an extra floor plate. And I've already been in this box, so this is the floor plate that was on the 10 rounder, but I like that pinky extension on there, so I went ahead and put that on there. Let's get the gun out of this plastic. Nice noisy plastic. And we'll get the box out of the way, as well as the paperwork. And here it is. It's got this Ruger Max 9 rubber band on there. We'll take that off. It does have a chamber flag in it. It does have last round hold open too, because I've got the 12 round magazine in there, and when I pulled it back, the slide locked open. Has a Tritium front sight on there and a drift adjustable rear sight. I like the Tritium front sight, but that rear sight, I think it's got a nice little U-shaped channel in there. I think that'd be a good candidate for a little bit of color fill in there. But it's a Ruger Max 9. We'll go ahead and get the closed up, get the magazine out of there, and it is clear, nothing inside of it. Now, one of the things I do not like about a lot of the Ruger firearms is the takedown on this thing. So here's the little takedown pin lock right here. There's a little notch right there, so you got to get the slide slid back a little bit, and then there's just a little half circle on here to get that pin pushed out, and it's kind of a pain to get in there because you have to have a tool to get this thing apart. Let's take a little closer look at that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the takedown on this thing here. First thing you got to do is, once you've obviously made sure it's clear, is you got to do a trigger pull on it. Then you got to pull this little latch down right here. This little latch piece keeps that pin from falling out. So it snaps down, and then your pin is behind there. It's not going to fall out like it is, but when you push this back and line that pin up with that notch, then you got to push it out with something on the other side. And it's going to take something kind of narrow. I got this little punch here, and we'll push it back a little bit. It's kind of tricky to do too, to keep that, because it's just like 1/8 of an inch is all you got to do. And then we'll push that pin out, if I can keep it lined up. You've got to fight that recoil spring when you're doing this. So I'll push that pin out again, and it comes out pretty easy. Sometimes it'll fall out. Now that's the thing I do not like about this, is that pin, you could lose it. I mean, it could fall down. It's not a very big pin. It's probably 3/16 inch diameter, not very long. It's a hardened pin. And if you drop that somewhere, you're going to be in trouble. Now we already did the trigger pull, so now you can pull the slide right off the front there. You've got your double recoil spring here. It is a captive unit, so you don't have to worry about parts going flying everywhere. And then pull your barrel out, just pull it forward, lift it up, and take it out. Now this has still got the factory oil and everything on it. It's not a polished feed ramp, but it is pretty smooth, pretty shiny. Whatever this black nitride coating or whatever they put on there, it's all right. It's nice and smooth and everything. This is a I think it's a 3.2 inch barrel on it. The slide on it is only 0.95 inches wide, so a little under an inch there. And overall is 6 inches. The height of it's 4.52 inches. Weighs 18.4 ounces, so it's a good candidate for a concealed carry firearm. Once you've got everything cleaned up, just drop your barrel right back in there. Make sure it drops down in there. Take your recoil spring, start the big end at the front. The little piece right here in the back is going to push in and go right behind that lug right there. Fits in there pretty nice and secure and everything. To put it back in, just put your slide right back on there. And again, you're going to have to line up that hole there. It's a little easier on this side because you can see it. And then drop your pin right down in there, let it go, and then pull that little lock piece back up there, and then your pin's not going to fall out of there. And it will fire without a magazine in it, so it does not have a magazine disconnect. And the trigger pull on it is, it's pretty nice. It's not bad. It's not really long. And then the reset on it is, it's not bad either. And then take up again, it's not too bad. The weight, the trigger pull weight on this thing, we'll go ahead and take a couple measurements with this thing. We're going to use the Wheeler Engineering trigger pull gauge on it, and we'll go ahead and set the trigger. Six pounds, 12.9 ounces. All right, the Ruger Max 9, we're gonna go ahead and load up one of these magazines anyways. We'll go ahead and load the 12 rounder with some Perfectas in there. And I do have one of the loading tools. This is the one I specifically bought for the, let's see which one, the CYA 365 XL. I bought this one for that, and it does fit this magazine as well. So it's going to make it a lot easier for me to get these loaded up. Not that I can't load them with my fingers, but it sure does save your fingers a little bit when you're doing this. Just push it in, push the next round in there, and it kind of has a little tab there that pushes them down. It makes it a lot easier. All you got to do is push it back with your hand pretty much. And still, it's a little tough to get that 12th one in there, but I've got 12 rounds loaded in there. Now, I'm not going to put it in the gun just yet. We'll go ahead and put the 10 round magazine in there. Like I said, that's the one with the little pinky extension on it. Now, I did go ahead and pick up a holster for this one, and this is from CYA Supply Company, inside the waistband user's guide for this holster. Now, this is not Kydex. This is a material called Boltaron, and Boltaron's been around for a long time. They're an American company. They're the American-made product here, and I actually contacted them and wanted to talk to them a little bit about the material, because some of the things I read about it is pretty interesting. It's more durable than Kydex. It has a lower temperature resistance, I guess. You could take this out in some pretty extreme temperatures and it's not going to get brittle and crack on you. It's more chemical resistant, and this one is in the carbon fiber look on it there. And the company CYA Supply Company did a really nice job of molding this holster to this firearm. Everything fits nice. It's got a little cover right there to protect your mag release from accidentally getting hit. This is set up for the one with or without the safety. I did get the one without the safety on it, but if you had it, this little channel right here would allow that to be covered up and everything. Your front side's protected there. Plastic clip on it. The retention screw is adjustable. It does come with a little Allen wrench right there, and nice thing, lifetime warranty on this. And like I said, I contacted Boltaron, and they sent me a couple samples of some of the material there. These are some of the little swatch pieces there. All of these are kind of a metallic color here, but it's showing you the different textures, and there's some really nice brushed aluminum look or brushed stainless, nice fine patterns, some animal type patterns, leather patterns. It's really nice textures to these things. Again, there's the carbon fiber in a silver look on it. A bunch of different textures in those colors. A bunch of different really fine textures. Now, mostly they make this material is used in a lot of aircraft interiors. So if it's going to be FAA approved, it's going to have a certain flame resistance to it and everything. And they even have this in a bacterial resistant finish too. That's just a good looking sheet there in the carbon fiber. And then they sent me another one. This is it's a much finer texture on it. It's a really difficult texture to see too, but it's a nice feel to it. And then it's smooth on the other side of it there. Really nice material, and like I said, made here in the States, actually in Ohio, not too far from me either. And it's a good material, like I said, more chemical resistant, more temperature resistant. It has a wider range of temperatures that it'll survive. They're not paying me to say any of this. They didn't pay me anything to say anything about this holster. That was a purchase on my own. It's slick too. And this holster is going to pair up pretty nicely with my Core Essentials belt there inside the waistband. And if you have seen the video on this belt, nice 1/4 inch adjustments on it, and it allows for you to get a good custom fit for whatever firearm you plan on carrying. There it is. All right, everybody, we're out here at the saloon. I got one of these little targets set up there at the 7-yard, but I'm going to be moved back, so I'll be shooting 10 yards. I'm going to shoot off the Caldwell Matrix here, do a little accuracy test on it. I also have a silhouette target set up there at 7 yards, and then I'm just going to use the steel target at the 15 yards. I got a box of 9mm Perfectas out here. These are 115 grain full metal jackets. I've got the 10 round magazine loaded up. I've got the 12 round loaded up in the firearm, in the CYA, not Kydex, but Boltaron. If you know anybody that makes holsters, makes the Kydex type holsters, the molded type, tell them to look into Boltaron. It's a better material in my opinion. And according to the specs, it's a better material. I got the ears out here. I got my eyes out here. Let's give this thing 5 shots at that little target up there and see how it does for accuracy. All right, we're going to shoot from the rest here. That'll help minimize some of that human factor in it. Got one loaded in there. There's no safety on this gun. It does have a tritium front sight. I'm not real fond of the back sight on it, but we'll see what we can do with it. Okay, there's 5 shots, 10 yards off the rest there. Let's go up there and take a peek at it. No safety on it. It is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and holster it. That's the way you're going to carry it anyways, pretty much. You can't put your seatbelt on just before you have an accident, so you need to have one in the chamber and ready to go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that was my first shot right there. Not terrible, not taking a whole lot of time, and my glasses were fogging up. I got to come up with some kind of excuses, okay? Let's take some shots center mass 7 yards, see how it does. Okay, like I said, I just went ahead and holstered this thing. No manual safety on it, so the only safety you got is a little dongle there on the trigger pretty much. And I'm going to go ahead and, well, I've already drawn, but I'm going to take 7 shots because I can count now. I took 5 there. This is the 12 round magazine, 7 and 5. That's 12. Let's go ahead and do this. Center mass. That's it. Slide locked open on the last round. The slide, not the mag. Pop the mag out with the thumb. Comes out pretty easily. We've got the 10 round mag right here with the little pinky extension on it, and we'll go ahead and drop the slide with the thumb. Actually, that's more of a slide lock. Let's go ahead and pull it and drop it. I'm going to go ahead and holster it. Let's take a look at those 7 shots I took at the center mass. Okay, all there in one little group, low and to the left. That's got to be me because every single video I do, that's pretty much what I'm doing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or maybe that was only 1 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a little better. Still, nothing outside the 9 ring. I got, looks like 2 in the X ring and 2 in the, that would be the 10 ring. So it's not bad. I took a little bit of time with those, but let's take this 10 round magazine and shoot that steel target up there and see how it does. Okay, in my silhouette form, steel target's right there. 10 rounds in the magazine with the pinky extension on it, loaded and ready to go. Let's try it. I think I missed 3 if I was counting correctly, but a low to the left again, at least on 2 of them I think. Anyways, not a bad shooting little gun. I like it with the pinky extension on there. I like the 12 round magazines in it because it kind of fits the contour of the grip a little bit better than some other manufacturers. Not a bad shooting gun. That front sight is a breeze to see. Lining it up with the back one's a little trickier because it's not real visible. Like I said, it's got that little groove in it there. I may do a little color fill on it just to make it a little easier to see. Anyways, not too bad. 10 rounds, 15 yards. Like I said, I missed 3 of them, I think. Not too bad. They're not real difficult magazines to load up. I've got 2 in here. I do not have one in the chamber right now, but I got 2 rounds in the 12 round magazine. I got 1, and I'm going to put the second one in here. They do have a little bit of tension on those springs there, and I don't have a mag pouch with me. I did have a friend donate me a 2 magazine pouch, but I only have 1 magazine, 1 extra magazine for this one, so I didn't bring it out here. Anyways, I'm going to put my ears on first, and then we're going to do 2 headshots, drop the mag, swap the mag, and do 2 more headshots and see how it does. Forgot where I put it. It's in my jacket pocket. To the left again. I got to work on that. Now, I didn't pay much attention to the muzzle flip before. Let's do 2 and 2 again. This time we'll pay a little closer attention to the muzzle flip on it. The magazines don't really pop out very fast, I guess. A little closer to the center that time too. All right, I got 20 rounds left out of that box. That'll be the end of it, 50 rounds in there. I got 10 in the 10 round magazine and 10 in the 12 round magazine. Let's just go ahead and do some mag dumps on this thing. Let's try that again. There we go. Now it's fed all the way in there. Yeah, it doesn't shoot too bad, really, if you ask me. It's a little snappy. Of course, it does not have a whole lot of weight to it, so you're going to have that with the little, you know, compact guns like this. But it's a good concealed carry size, and you know, actually, I think I did a lot better on the headshots that time. The first one I did 10 rounds just dumping center mass, and then the second mag I did 10 rounds in the headshots, and I think I might have got 1 outside of there. But it doesn't shoot too bad. That front sight is really easy to pick up. It really stands out there, so it's easy to see. And it did a fine job. Even with the 10 round magazine, that pinky extension I think really helps out a lot with being able to keep it under control. And I just looked at the front sight and that was it. Lined it up with the head and went. Completely ignored the back sight. If it would have been gone, I probably wouldn't even have noticed it. Anyways, not a bad shooter. All right, guys, there it is. This is the Ruger Max 9 Pro, a pretty good shooting little gun. I didn't have any real issues with it. Not an expensive gun either, around 430 bucks, somewhere around there is what I paid for it. I got to get it in here and get it all cleaned up and everything now. I'm not a fan of that rear sight on this thing, but that big tritium front sight on it really gives you a good, I guess a good view of your target and everything. A good sight picture it is. And a little snappy, but you're going to have that with a lightweight gun like this. It's just not a bad shooter whatsoever. And then the CYA Supply Company holster, like I said, this is, Kydex is kind of a generic term anymore, but this is made of Boltaron. It's a lot better material, has a wider temperature range, extremely cold to extremely hot than Kydex does. It's more chemical resistant. It's just some really good stuff, and really their carbon fiber look on there is, it's tough to tell it from the real deal anyways, but good quality holster right there and everything. Pretty good quality gun too. The only thing I don't like about the Rugers is the Takedown, that little pin thing in there that's an extra part, plus you got to have a tool to field strip it. Other than that, it is not a bad shooter. Not bad at all. Anyways, if you could, hit this button up here to check out some of my other videos. Hit this button over here to subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching Small Caliber Arms Review.